Right, what is up, YouTube? I am still here, still working. I actually have to go get something. I always do this. I'm so sorry. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I had to go get an amp. So right now I'm setting up my work for the night, meaning here I'll show you the racks, right? So here's one rack, and there's a rack behind it, and they have orders that are already packed and shipped but not complete. So like for example, here's an amp. This is going to be for a 2010 Acura TL, and this isn't wired or anything. It's just comes like factory. Like I haven't done the wiring harness for this amp yet, and that means that that's all work I have to do. I'm just prepping it all, organizing everything. I don't have the most advanced inventory system, so this will help me visualize what I do have, what is still missing, if I need to order stuff. I have track of it on a computer, obviously, but I like to just see it in person to verify I have everything that I think I have. Sorry about the background noise. I'm gonna get that fixed, don't worry. Oh man. I don't know if you heard that. Did you hear that noise? I don't know if the mic picked that up or not. That noise, hold on, something. That noise is one of those printers back there running out of filament. I ordered more filament, but I was hoping it would finish the print before it got there, and it didn't. I have more filament in the morning. I can reload the printers, but I was hoping there was just enough to print those spacers. So now one's gonna run out mid-print, which is kind of annoying. Okay, this is going to New York. Was I notified? Yes, I was. Okay. Signature required. Yes, sir. Yeah, so if you place an order and it's over $200, you're gonna have to sign for it. It's just to make sure it doesn't get lost. So this guy ordered an amp. It's a pretty expensive amp in terms of, you know, what we sell, so he's gonna have to sign for it. Okay. Where can I put this real quick? I guess just on the table here. Let's see what else we got that we can ship. So we're out of amps. We have more amps on the way, so those gotta wait. I could do this 5-item order. So if you have an MDX, here I'll show you real quick. Let me flip the. Let me actually just go full. All right, so full camera 2. Yeah, it's kind of a mess, but clean that up real quick. Check out this nice little kicker pen. All right, so camera 2 should hear me. There might be a little noise in the background. It's all right. All right, so here are the MDX spacers. I don't have an MDX speaker to show you, but here are the MDX spacers. The guy also got tweeter harnesses, so I'll show you those real quick. So we got 2 tweeter harnesses. I'm guessing this guy's replacing his front speakers and rear speakers, because he got a set of these. He got a set of tweeter cups. Let me just get those out and pick up my nicest ones. Okay, cool. So he got 2 tweeter cups, and then he got harnesses for the speakers. What else did he get? Oh, and a T harness, but I don't have that to show you. I have to go get it. So, bam, bam, and yeah, that's it. Tweeter harnesses. He got 2 sets of them, so he's gonna get another 2 spacers and another 2 speaker harnesses. And then he needs all the hardware, and that's all the screws and stuff. So let me go back to this and let me swap them. Actually, I want to be up here. So, well, I'll be over here because you can see. So I have all the hardware right here. It's gonna start with 4 white inserts per side. So like this side gets 4, this side gets 4, so it's 8 total. This is what they look like. They're very little. They push into the door, and it's not gonna focus. Still focus on me, but I'll put it on this camera. So they push into the door, and then you can put your screw. So basically, this goes into the door, and then this will go into the door. This comes over, and your screw goes to here, and that's what's holding it in place. A lot of companies do this. So like from the factory, many speakers are held this way. Even in your Acura Honda from the factory, they're held this way. So we're just kind of following what they do. So there goes 4. I always do an extra one. Just sometimes you might screw something up, and just having an extra one helps a lot. So there goes 9. Then we need a matching screw for each one. You can reuse the screw from the factory, but sometimes those are too short. So we need 8 screws. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4 in each hand. Then you need the little screws which mount the speaker to the spacer. You need 8 of those. So there goes 4. There's way too many over here. Here goes 4. And then I always like to send an extra one of these because these are easy to lose. They fall as you're doing the install wherever, and now you're missing one. So 9 of those, and then your 2 speaker harnesses. They all go in one bag. And then got to do that again. Remember, he ordered 2 sets, so come on. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you watched my lunch stream and you're watching this stream, shout out to you, man. I appreciate you being here and watching. I hope you had a good day. Today was a very busy day. I did take a break, obviously, between now and then. I got to chill with my daughter, and also had some food, had to eat. But now we're back to the grind. Okay, so that's 8, right? That's 8. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know you're probably like, why is this guy counting like this? I just want to make sure I don't forget it, man. If I count them out loud, then I can remember. And if I can remember, if a customer calls me, I'm like, hey, no, like, they're in there. They're in there. I know they're in there. I counted them. Because sometimes what will happen is I'll forget, or when they're unpacking the boxes, they'll throw them out because like these little baggies are separate. So I'm like, oh, just double check the box. But like if I don't have reference whether I did it or not, I'll be like, oh, maybe I did forget. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I do the counting for me, and obviously to verify, I send you the right amount of stuff. So that's done. I put the tweeter harness here, but I threw the tweeter harness bag out for some reason. Come on, come on. Alright, so I'm actually going to throw both tweeter harnesses in this bag along with the tweeter cups so you know what they're for. If you've never seen the tweeter cup, show it to you here real quick. If it would focus, if it would get my face out of it. Okay, look. So this is what they look like. And then here are the mounting tabs. and it follows what a traditional Honda or Acura tweeter would do. So your tweeter, hold on, I have to focus back up. Come on, camera, come on. So your tweeter from the factory mounts with those 3 little tabs you saw, and it clips in place. You can see that this one actually has 6 instead of 3. It's because it's meant to work on different Acuras. You just cut off the ones you don't use. So in most of them, you're gonna cut off these bottom ones. So I'll show you on this camera. So right here, this bottom one you're gonna cut off. This bottom one you're gonna cut off. This bottom one you're gonna cut off. And then the top 3 will fit and mount into the adapter housing, like the factory tweeter housing. And your tweeter goes in here, and the wires for your tweeter go down here. It just makes installation of the tweeter a lot easier. You don't have to come up with some crazy mounting. This will just fit your tweeter. A lot of people do ask though what tweeters fit in here, and it's honestly mostly just Infiniti and JBL tweeters. They're listed as 1/2-inch tweeters, but they're actually a lot smaller, and they can fit in here when you remove the factory housing. But a lot of other tweeters don't. So like the Pioneer tweeter is listed at 22 millimeters. If it was 21, it would fit, but since it's 22, it doesn't fit. Also, this tweeter cup has kind of like an angle like this up. So if you find your tweeter rattling in here, you can just add some foam, and you'll see we're gonna send foam to this guy so he can apply to the spacers. His foam is gonna go between the metal door and the spacer. The foam goes on the back of this. This is the front side where the speaker mounts. So that's all that's left for him. I need to send him some foam. And that's this foam right here. We get this from Metra, but you can pretty much find this anywhere. I think it's like 4 millimeters thick or 3 millimeters thick. It's not very thick at all, but it's just meant to help with any uneven surfaces. So like, let's say this has like a dip that you can't see, or the door has a dent, I don't know, whatever it turns out to be. This will just make sure they really seal together, and that's what it's for. Also help reduce rattle or stop any rattle. I need to cut 4 to this length. Oh, come on. We sold a ton of wire harnesses this weekend, which is awesome. I'm super excited, but it's also a lot of work. So it's like twofold, because like every harness, it's not that I sound ungrateful. I want to do the work, and I'm happy to do the work. The thing is, all those people who ordered over the weekend, they ordered on Saturday, they ordered on Sunday, their clock started already. In their clock, they're like, oh, okay, I ordered Saturday. That's one day. And now it's Tuesday. So Tuesday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, let's call it, right? They're like, hey, I've been waiting 4 days for my harness. So, or 3 days for my harness. Your shipping says 3 to 5 days. I should have it already. And they are still maybe a day away or a day or 2 away from shipping, because they're so far down the queue. And it does say that on our FAQ, like, hey, like when you place an order for a custom harness, you go into an order queue, and it's usually 1 to 2 business days. And with the holiday and Saturday also, like usually a lot of people deliver, so they assume that Saturday is a business day, but doesn't necessarily count. I still work Saturday. It's just Saturday I tend to work on different things than just orders. So that's why I'm like, damn, I need to get to those harnesses, because I know those people are going to start emailing or calling asking where my harness is. They just sit in there. So I'm trying to think, where do I have a pair of tweeters? Hold on one sec. Where's the tweeter? Is the tweeter still in here? Yeah, okay. So, alright, so I don't have all the tweeters with me, but this is a Kicker tweeter, right? So like Kicker will say, hey, this is our tweeter, and they call this 3/4 inch, or they might call this a 1 inch. No, I think they call this a 3/4 inch tweeter. So let me get you a good shot of it. So look, It has a casing. Oh crap. It's inside a casing though. So I untwist this. Keep going, 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 keep going. Then I can get the tweeter out, and it's smaller now because the casing is gone. So that's the case with the JBL tweeters, but this is the kicker tweeter. But this, I put the tweeter cups away. Let me grab a new one. This won't fit, and this is the case for a lot of tweeters. Let me switch to this camera. I'm like, okay, so this tweeter won't fit in here, and I'll get you like the whole setup real quick. So, like I said, they go through. You run the wire all the way down, and then in a perfect world, your factory Acura housing would be bigger than this, because the limitation here is that the housing that this clips into is too small. So that's like, we can make the tweeter cup bigger, but then it won't fit into the factory housing, and there's no point. So you see your kicker tweeter is like right there at the point where it almost fit, but it's just too big. So you can jam this kicker tweeter into the factory housing and force it, and then glue it. We've done that in the past. But with the JBLs, you don't have to do that, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. One sec, let me just... Come on, come on. All right, someone got JBL speakers. Am I gonna be able to reach? Yeah, I should. Okay. So we're gonna steal their speakers real quick. I can't actually open the tweeters. I guess I could, but I would feel bad doing that to somebody. So I'm just gonna show you, hopefully with the plastic on. So when you get the JBL speakers, let me move this out of the way. The way they're packaged is like, this slides out, so it's like two pieces of foam that are slid into each other, and here's the actual tweeter. So let me switch this so maybe I can make a little clip of this. So here's the JBL tweeter. The JBL tweeter comes, all right, I'm gonna need to start that over, guys, because it was supposed to be smooth. All right, so starting over, here's the JBL tweeter. I'm gonna have to take it out of the bag. I'm sorry, whoever speakers this is. They're not used. I promise you they're not used. We're not using them. I'm just using them for a demo. So here is the JBL tweeter. You see how small it is? Let me grab the kicker tweeter in comparison. Okay. All right, so we'll start over, guys. So here's the JBL tweeter. Here's... All right. Here's the JBL tweeter. You can see how small it is. Let me get you to focus up. Come on, focus up. Focus on the tweeter. Okay. So here's the JBL tweeter. Very small. A very good sounding tweeter, in my opinion. Here's the kicker tweeter. It's kind of somewhat in its housing, but you could see the size difference very well. I'll put them on this camera. You can see the size difference. This is like less than, I wouldn't say half, but it is smaller. But the reason why in their marketing or in the box they put that it's a bigger than it is because they assume you're going to use one of their mounting pieces. So with their mounting pieces, it is bigger. But to answer your question, for the tweeter cup and the tweeter, the way they go is, flip these real quick. This slides in to here. This goes into here. And it does have, oh crap. It does have a little bit of rattle. So I'll show you real quick. Let me just make sure I put this, okay. So here, you can kind of hear that, but I'm really moving it. But in the car, the way, see, it clears fully. I'll show you here. It's fully flush. So in the car, this sits, all right, let me switch this again. In the car, come on, focus out, camera. Come on. There we go. Look at me. I'm over here now. Wow, it really does not want to focus right now. Come on. Okay. Sorry, guys. 1 sec. Let me try zooming in and then zooming out. No, it's just like, no, screw off. Or if I flip this, can I force it to focus? Nope. Alright, let's zoom in a little. And then we should get our focus back. There we go. Awesome. Alright. So in the car, this sits completely flush. And there is a space for it to move. So what you do to fix that is you just take a little bit of the foam that comes with your speakers and you just put it in the gap, like around the edge like that. And the reason for that is because there is a discrepancy in the size of the factory housing and the tweeter, so you just need to fill it with something. But you don't have to glue the tweeter or double side tape it. Just jamming it in there, once it's clipped onto the factory housing, it's not gonna move, so then you'll be good. And also, something that's very important about the tweeter cup is this is gonna fit almost every single Acura from 2008, I would say 2007 up to like 2020 almost. They all follow this shape and size, but your Acura TL 04 to 08 actually is smaller. So look, here's the size difference. Let me shrink this camera down 1 sec. So look, they look almost the same, but there is a size difference, and it's best shown by showing you that the Acura TL cup can fit inside the other cup. And also, when you go to install the tweeter sits fully flush in here. Where like, hold on, I don't want to lose this tweeter. Come on, buddy. Okay. Where like you really have to push it in so that it goes in, and look how flush that tweeter is in there on the Acura TL. So on the Acura TL, this is what I inspired the tweeter cup, but then we realized these didn't fit in all the other Acuras, and we had to make the other tweeter cup. But this one, 04 to 08 Acura TL, no foam needed, nothing else. Now you just clip it on. Same thing, this only has 3, so you clip it on with these little 3, I don't even know what to call them, like retaining clip, stick out, nipple, whatever you want to call it, but those are what will hold it. All right, let's get this out of here. Let's put this tweeter cup back. Let's put this back. All right, question for you guys. If this is the speakers you bought and I used them on video, would you want me to make it look like I didn't use it, or leave one that looks like something was done to it? And what I mean is, should I... Alright, so here's the question. Should I put this in the bag and just ship it like that? Or should I take the other one out of its bag? Hold on, let me make this bigger. Take the other one out of its bag so that they're both open, so then it looks like they were just both open from the factory. Which one do you think, if this was your speaker set, would you want? Would you want both of them open, where you wouldn't really know that it was open before because both of them are in the same condition and they're clearly not used, they're not going to look used? Or would you want one of them fully sealed and the other one open, letting you know that someone opened one of them for some reason? I'm waiting for you guys to answer so I could see what to do. I think I'm just going to leave it as is, though, because I think in my personal opinion, if I'm the customer, like I can see nothing else was used, so I'd just be wondering like, oh, why'd they open the one tweeter? But if both are open, I'm like, hey, are these supposed to be open, or did someone open these? So I'm gonna leave it like that, and that's what he's gonna get. All right, let's put this back. And then, did I cut all the foam yet? No, this is 3 pieces. I need one more piece. Oh no, I did cut all the foam. That's all 4 pieces. All right. And these I'm gonna put right here. Yeah, no worries, man. That's what I'm here for, to answer these questions. Alright, put that in there. Put this one in here. And I need to go grab something from the stock room for the last part of this guy's order. Just make sure I did everything. So tweeter cups, tweeter harnesses, speaker harnesses, mounts, and the thing. I'm gonna go get the last piece. 1 sec. Sorry, it's wrapped up in the bottom. I'll be right back. Alright, so this is the last thing this guy ordered. So if you have an MDX, let me get those in there. Let me switch the cameras. Actually, I'll start here and then I'll make myself smaller. Okay. Alright, so if you have, and let me sit my ass down so we get a better look at my head. Alright, cool. So if you have an MDX, 1 sec. Okay. Alright, cool. So if you have an MDX 07 to 13, you have these weird speaker spacers that you need to use if you want to replace the speakers. You can use the factory ones. We have shown how to do that on video. You can drill into the factory one. But if you want to have an easier install, or there's a certain speaker you want to make sure gets installed correctly, this bracket will save you time with installation. I don't know why the Sony camera is going crazy. And then along with the brackets, we do have the tweeter cups, tweeter harnesses, and then all the actual accessories to install the spacer, because just the spacer won't get your speaker installed. In here are all the screws, inserts, and foam and stuff you'll need to complete the install. So all you need now is just a pair of speakers, and this person must have navigation because they picked up this harness. This harness plugs into your amp and allows you to intercept the signal and send a new signal to whatever speaker or amplifier you want. So the way this works is I'm going to swap now. This will plug into the amp. This will plug into the connection that used to go into the amp, and now you can intercept any wire you want or cut and send new signal. So on this side will be the signal coming out of the factory amplifier. On this side would be whatever signal you want to send to the speaker. So when you have navigation, you need to do it this way with a line out converter or an amp that can take high level, because if you remove the factory amplifier from that use case, you're going to end up with no volume control. So this is the way to do it. This harness lets you do it very easily, and you can just cut the speakers you want. So a very common use case is someone who wants to do just subs. They cut only the brown wires and connect them where they want. Or maybe they just want to do their 4 door speakers, but leave the center and the rear pillar speakers, or those, what are they called, the D pillar speakers, those surround speakers on the factory amp. You can do all that. This is available for your 2009 all the way up to 2020 Acura. They're just not all listed, so if you're looking for a specific one, I recommend sending us a message and I'll send you the link or tell you what to order. But this is the last part of his order. So now we gotta put everything in a box. I ran out of the 886s, so I'm gonna have to use a 1284. Oh, I can put a 996. Actually, I'll take this box. Oh, I'm gonna need to order more boxes, man. Okay. Sorry about the tape noise, but it is what it is. So I started using this new tape. I know you guys probably don't care, but it's Scotch. Does it say what it is? Box lock and the play design. Basically, this tape is supposed to withstand temperatures. So as your package makes it through to you, it won't open up. We were using cheap Amazon tape. I won't call it cheap, but we were using Amazon tape. And sometimes what will happen that would piss me off is like this whole side of tape would just come off. And it's like, what that means the box is gonna open soon. So this tape does hold very well. So the box should make it all the way to you fully taped. So I was happy to make that change. I went looking for specific tape that could withstand to weather. So silly that I had to do that, but it's just the way it went. Will all four fit this way? No, one's gonna get kind of pressed. All right, so let's do 3 and then 1. That works, sir. All right, cool. So now we need some paper. Sorry about the paper noise. Just making sure this gets sealed correctly. Got a little issue, guys. We got a little issue. It did not want to fit. Look, our box is a little lumped. So we're gonna have to figure out what to do here. I think if we stack them all, I can make it work. But they all gotta get stacked in the center. And then that could work. Also, we're gonna need to separate the paper and then put paper in the center. Cool. So, yeah, we still got a little bit of a hump, but this way it has very good sturdiness all throughout, and it's flat, so it can't break like on the side. So I don't mind sending it this way. Going to Yonkers, New York. A lot of MDXs in the city, man. Let's go. This will be there on Friday. Oh no, what was that? That's from today? Okay, that's from today. I didn't print the label? Oh no, I didn't. Alright, what do we got next? We got an ILX dash kit. Oh, this is rare. We got a premium ILX dash kit. So let's jump on that real quick. This one's actually done. Put it on this top shelf. So let's see, where's this person? California, which is perfect. It means it's not nighttime over there. I can send them a message. Daniel. Alright, so we'll see what he says. That should be pretty interesting. Then we got MDX. Then we have another dash kit. I think I just messaged this person. Did they answer me? Yes, they did. Okay, so they have a premium sound system, Pioneer speakers. Oh, here we go, JBL speakers. We could ship this real quick. This is for a 2012 TSX. All right, let me grab those. Alright, so like I was saying before, the JBL speakers. Oh, a lot of people ask what model number. It's right here. It's a Stage 3 607CF, means they come without grills. You're never going to use the grills in your Acura if you're following our install guide. So what comes with your speaker set? It's also a very common question. So obviously spacers. So the TSX front doors are going to use these spacers. Tweeter cups as well. This is what we were talking about earlier with the tweeter cups. This uses the 6-prong tweeter cups. Sorry, just looking for the cleanest ones here. I just printed a bunch. Oh, this is the one I wanted though. Okay, so 6-prong tweeter cups, tweeter harnesses, which we just talked about. Let me get that more on camera. Make sure my wife didn't message me. Okay. So, tweeter harness number 1. Tweeter harness number 2. And then speaker harness number 1, number 2. And that's normally what people think you get. So they're like, okay, like this is everything. And this is almost everything. What's missing is all the screws and the inserts. So let me just grab that together real quick. So earlier in the stream, I showed you the white inserts. And this time, instead of 8, you get 5. You really only need 4, 2 for each door. But we always give an extra one. And then same thing on the screws. You only need 4, 1 for each. And then what changes here is you need metal screws. So the top screw, which is this right here, takes a metal screw. So you're gonna end up using this hole, and this hole to mount your adapter. So white little spacer, white insert, and then boom, metal screw. This is the metal screw I'm talking about. Metal screw goes in there. And a lot of people will forget that. And then the last piece, it won't come with this, but that is important for this install, is these white clips right here. These white clips are already in your car. They're what hold your factory speaker, but if yours is broken, we do have replacements available. But that's where the metal screw is for. Yeah, I was saying the right thing. But that's really just gonna be everything right here. That's gonna come with your speakers. Tweeter harness for each tweeter, tweeter cup for each tweeter, and then all the hardware and accessories. I think the price of this is gonna go up because Harman just basically put out a release saying, hey, all of our pricing is going up So in turn, we're gonna have to raise our pricing. I don't know if it's the tariffs or if it's Harman wants more money or production costs or whatever it is, but they're raising the price of the speakers. It's supposed to go up 15%, which is pretty significant. But right now you can still get them for $159, I think it is. So act now before it's gone. Just kidding. You could find these JBL speakers anywhere online, but just know they are running down. They're basically, you're gonna start seeing the price update very quickly. So if you can get some from us, if you're looking for speakers, you want to save some money, get them now. You don't have to get them from us. You can get them online. You can get the accessories from us, or you can make it happen with whatever. You could super glue the tweeters. The only thing that will save you a lot is the tweeter harness, and that I do recommend picking up. They're relatively inexpensive. They're 20 bucks. And it's just so you don't have to cut the factory harness or try to solder or tap into it. It's so short and annoying to work with that I wouldn't bother. Actually, I don't think on TSX it'll be that bad because it's on the door, not the dash. If your tweeters are in the dash, get the tweeter harness. So it just saves you so much time and makes things so much easier. Okay, so that's everything this guy's getting. Let's throw him in a box. What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the stream if you just got here. We have, I can't see, hold on. We have 48 orders left. We're obviously not going to do all 48, but I am trying to get down to 20. But a lot of what's left is a lot of wiring. So I don't know if I'll be able to. Sometimes we get a lot of stuff that's just like, hey, just put this in a box. But I'm pretty sure I did all those earlier, where it's just like DIY combos or harnesses that just kind of get put together quickly. Now what's left, it's either stuff that takes like some time to pack, like these speakers, you know, like you saw how to get all this stuff together, or stuff that actually just needs to get fully wired completely. So it's gonna go right in here. Then we're gonna need some packing paper. Cool. And then let me move my laptop over a little so I can get this more in the frame. So it's gonna get that. Then I spread them out like this. Then one goes here. One goes right here. And then we just need a little bit more paper over the top. So there's a little bit of padding. Excuse me. Not a lot of paper, just piece, fold it up a few times. It's just a little bit of padding. Alright, cool. Then you do the good old, and those screws you hear are perfectly fine. Those are actually inside the JBL box. They're not our screws from our bag. First piece of tape is good. Then I always like to do 3 pieces of tape. I don't know why. So I want to make sure this box doesn't open before it gets to you. Alright, I'm just gonna try to zoom this camera out. Actually, I think if I just move back. Nah, yeah, I'm gonna try to zoom it out real quick. Alright, cool. It resets, so it's all zoomed out. And now we're gonna ship these. These are going to Indiana. When will he have these? This says 3 business days. That's from Wednesday, so maybe Saturday if he's lucky. But I'm gonna say probably Monday. I have a pair of Pioneers, but I don't have those yet. They'll be here tomorrow. Then I have 3 subs, all TL subs. What is this? Yep. What is this? It's a camera. Alright, then I have a ton of harnesses. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 harnesses to do. Oh, I can't let you see the guy's name. Can you see any of the camera? No, okay, cool. Alright, so we're good. Let's put that one on the shelf. We needed 3 subs, right? 1, 2. They're all using the same bracket. I only have one of those brackets left. Alright, let's ship them. Let's grab this 996. We need 2 10 10 10s. Yeah, because then I'll just put them in a different box, right? Or should I just all put them in one box? That's a great question. I think I'm just going to put them all in one box because I'm going to order boxes tomorrow. So there's 3 subs that I need to ship, and I have 1 sub left. There are more subs on the way, but they won't get here till Thursday. But I'm just gonna mark the order ships now, prepare the slips, box them up, and then ship them when they come in. So there's this, I don't know what to call it, but when people first deal with a business, they're very like, understandably so. So let me zoom this in. Okay. All right. So when people first deal with your business, they're very like on alert. They're very, hey, am I getting scammed? Is this place legit? What is going on? So the longer you take to process an order, the longer that mistrust and scam feeling lingers. So we do a couple of things to prevent that. We immediately email you and text you that your order has been received. Then we text you if there's going to be an extended processing delay because of a back order. So if the website doesn't say, like, for the navigation screen for the TSX, it says like this has a 6-week period because when we order parts, they have to come from China and it takes time for that stuff. But if it's like something like more than a 2-day delay, if it's like something that's on back order for an actual prolonged period of time, we will reach out and let you know, hey, this is on back order for another 2 weeks, 3 weeks when we expect it, etc. So we use that communication. Sometimes though, that communication fully falls through. So I'll give you an example. Like someone mistypes their email and then gets our message, but immediately marks it as spam or just doesn't. I don't know if your iPhone does it or what it does, or they don't answer messages, they don't read messages. So they didn't get our email because they mistyped their email. Then they didn't get the text message because it went to spam or they just disregarded it. So now they ordered last night, tomorrow morning they go check their account. The money is gone, but they have no confirmation email, no shipping email. They're like, hey, what is going on? So most of the time they find our phone number, they call us, we correct their email and tell them, hey, we actually sent you a message, all that information's there. I'm kind of rambling, but what I'm trying to say is when people first deal with your business, they want that communication, and sometimes they may not even expect their package to move right away, but as long as they get a tracking number right away within a day or 2, they're usually okay. So some of the practice I started doing that I don't like doing is I'll ship or generate a tracking number for your order tonight, but the actual item won't be here till Wednesday or Thursday, and then when it comes in, we prepare it and ship it. So like your shipping tracking number you got tonight, Tuesday night, but the actual shipment didn't move till Thursday, and usually that's okay for people because it kind of just eases them, like, okay, they generate at least a tracking number, I know my item will ship. But some people don't like that because they think you're being even shadier. So it's like, oh, you said you shipped it, but the post office still doesn't have it. UPS still doesn't have it. So it's kind of like a back and forth whether you do it or not. We're not a scam. Clearly, we will ship your item. It's just with new customers, it's hard to convey that when sometimes they don't do what they're supposed to do. So like if you put your email wrong, you don't get the email. What can I do about that? Sometimes our emails do go to junk, and like that's something I actively monitor. I do have some background with email marketing, so like all of our records are set up correctly to make sure no one can impersonate our emails, and that they do not go as spam. But sometimes it just happens. But yeah, basically all that to say is I'm about to ship 3 subs that aren't actually shipping. They're just gonna go in this box. Those customers will get notifications that their sub shipped. One is already past a little more than I'd like it to be at the 72-hour mark. But it's just because there's so many orders from over the weekend that we ran out of subs. And this is their turn in queue. So it's not like I gave their sub to someone else. It's just when you ordered, other people had already ordered, and if there's more subs on the way, so your order will go out, but you're gonna have to wait a day or two to get it. A day or more or two to get it. Also the time frame, so like when this happens, I know that they're gonna have to wait, so we'll do an upgrade in the shipping. So normally you get ground shipping. We'll do like 2-day air or priority mail, depending on what it is. Sometimes you can't do it though, it's too expensive. Sometimes the customer just has to wait. And that's why those states that are further away, like anything on the West Coast, Washington, California, like it says 4 to 7 business days. And usually, even with a delay, we can meet that 7 business day mark when we do ship. But all right, let me stop talking and actually ship these subs. Also, I can't ship these subs because the brackets aren't done right now, and I ran out of filament. The filament will be here tomorrow morning. I can print brackets all day, but the subs won't be here till Thursday, so it'll work out. These people will get their stuff. I just hate having when things come up like this. Okay. So see, this is 3 days with a 2-day delay. He's in Illinois. Said 3 to 5 business days. So I do want to bump this guy up. But will 2nd-day air be any better? Nope, that still puts him at Thursday of next week. And it's $33. Yeah, that won't work. Sorry, my friend. Oh wait, I do have one sub that was a unopened return. All right, so we'll give it to this guy. He's next in line, right? I didn't jump nobody? Yeah, he's next in line. All right, cool. That worked out. So I'm actually going to box this one. Yeah, so another thing is we do accept returns. People think that they can't. Actually, let me rephrase that. If you order a custom harness that's specific for your install, you're not going to be able to return it. We use all the parts to do your install. So you can exchange it if you decide to use a different radio. We can remake the harness for what you want. But you can't return it. It was made specifically for your use case, so it can't be used for someone else's use case. But amplifiers, subwoofers, harnesses that are DIY, meaning you're going to wire together, as long as they're not used in any way, you didn't cut any wires, you didn't temporarily install the sub, you didn't just connect the amp and just listen to it for a little bit, completely unused, you can return it. So like a very common scenario, I don't know if people make it up or I hope that it's not true, but who knows if it is that people will total their car before they get their package. So I've gotten a couple people who like, hey, I placed an order for a sub and an amp and it's on its way, but I actually totaled my car just yesterday, so I'm just gonna need to return everything and it's not used. So they literally haven't gotten it yet and they want to return it. As long as you don't open the package, you don't open any of the stuff, we'll take it back. You just have to ship it back to us and set up a return. You just email us. In the subject line, you're gonna put return and then your order number, and then it'll get processed. Let's get this guy his sub. But we don't accept used items. So if you plug in the amp just for a little bit, you mount the sub just to listen to it, you weren't happy with it, we will not take it back. I will gladly die on that hill. I've already gotten like 2 or 3 one-star reviews from people who in their review admit to installing it and still want to return it. Okay, yeah, this has the right harness. This is the right, trying to think. Yeah, I think I'm gonna steal one of those. Like this guy who returned this sub didn't install it, and like he did take the plastic cover off, but the plastic cover isn't like closed in any way. You could just pull it off. He didn't send that back, but the sub, you can clearly see it's not installed. He could have plugged it in and fooled me, but I did test the sub and I didn't have any issue with it. He said he didn't use it. And then the big giveaway was the bracket. The bracket was not used in any way. He did not drill any holes. He didn't secure any screws. This bag doesn't look like it was opened, but you know, we're trusting him a little bit, but it doesn't look used. Usually when someone uses it and tries to send it back, you can tell. I don't think this guy did that, but I'm gonna put this in a bag just for shipping. One sec. Sorry. I just like the smell of the glue. Low key. I don't know. Speakers just smell good, man. Come on. I don't know. I'm double thinking myself here, but this just looks like the factory. Yeah, okay. Just doubting myself. I hate returns for this reason. Can't really verify when someone removes something for sure. But I did test it. I put some power to it, so we shouldn't have any issue. And if there is an issue, the guy does get a warranty. The sub will still have a warranty, so he can return it, or I'm sorry, you can exchange it for a warranty. Even though I would hate for that to happen, though. Last thing I want is to send you something and it not work, and now you're upset because now you spend money and you have something that doesn't work. Right, screws. Everything's all in, baby. Valve back together. This box has seen better days too. Is this the right guy? Yes, it is. Sorry, I didn't close the mic before. Yep, okay. Alright, let's ship the other 2 subs real quick. Put those in the 10-10-10. would you recommend a customer to buy a nav toolkit in their Acura vehicle? So I keep hearing bad things about nav tool. I don't know why, but just recently had a customer with an MDX. Wait, did he say nav tool or Navix? Damn, I don't remember. I think Navix is in New York. Hold on one sec. Let me just look that up. Okay. I think it was Navix. So let me not say the wrong thing. Hold on. Let me see if I am logged into my Facebook here. Oh damn, I don't think I'm logged in. Damn. Alright, one sec. Facebook? Why Facebook? I just want to see something. What the hell's my password? Are you logging into Facebook? Nah, actually I can't even joke with that because like Facebook accounts get hacked all the time and then they use them for spam. Someone's trying to log into your Facebook. Yes, sir, it is me. Thank you for keeping my Facebook secure. Oh, I have to answer that. Sorry, just a bunch of emails, man. Can you see what I'm doing on my phone? You guys, no, you can't. Okay. I already sent the approval. What? I said yes, it was me. Hardwired cameras. That's pretty cool install though. Oh, wow, I'm dumb. I put don't allow. Hello, sir. I already did that. It already went through. Sorry, one second, man. I just want to see. Okay, I'm logged in. Let's go into the TSX group. Hell no, I do not want notifications from you. I hate that I can't search just my groups. Oh, really? They're basically the same company with different owner. Navix got more better feedback than NavTool. Yeah, Navix sells to a bunch of dealers, but so does NavTool. But hold on, I'm almost to the place where I want to go. Okay, here's what I wanted to come to. Let me share my screen. Me and screen. Oh, what the hell? Okay. So now you can see my crazy screen, right? Or you can only see part of it. Why can't you only see part of it? Hold on. Window capture. Oh, display capture. No, you should be able to see my entire screen. How do I change what you can see? Alright, I guess you can see enough. So this group and the TL group. Let me just search real quick. You said NavTool, right? That's someone asking. There's someone talking about the Grom V line. So this is the V line. That's what I was gonna say. I've heard more feedback on the V line, but this guy might be related with Grom or trying to sell Grom. Let's see what people said here. Can you see this? And let me scroll down. Someone said NavTool is the biggest garbage on the market, and they're an all-star contributor. I have the tech package. I had the same track down non-tech components. So this guy did our install with the conversion. I hate that you can't see more of the screen, man. I'm not sure Oh, I see what I'm doing wrong. Hold on. I'm just dumb. That's what it comes down to. Okay. So now you should be able to see more of the screen. So this was on TSX because he actually said it was crap and that he came back to a regular install. So much CarPlay does it work well. All right, let's go to the TL group because I think someone did a good post in the TL group. I just don't have first-hand feedback. It wasn't something that we install that often. Acura TL. I actually think I got kicked out of some TL groups, to be honest. Here you go. Acura TL Generation 4. Let's search here for NavTool. NavTool. Okay, so this was one of our customers who went from the NavTool to a traditional double din. He did a whole write-up. See, total for Mobile Max was 400. He really liked it, but he also did a review on the Grom V line. I'm trying to find that. Damn, what the hell's going on there, bro? All right, this guy said he's really impressed. Installed NavTool on his 2012 TL. I have NavTool 6.0 wireless CarPlay and it's solid. Top contributor, so you know it's not someone trying to just sell you stuff. Thanks. Comparing different options, so much reveal NavTool option. There's really two options for cars with tech pack. Assuming you want to keep the factory look, don't want any. NavTool and Grom V line both have their advantages. NavTool works great for me and really have issues, but do your research. You guys? No, I don't think you see that. How does this work? Which okay. Yeah, man, it's hard to find like actual good feedback. From what I can, okay, here we go. This is the guy I was looking for. So this long ass post is from David, and I recommend finding this and reading this. I don't know if I can link this to you, but I'm gonna try right now. I can't. I could screenshot it. Let me do that for you. Actually, I'm gonna just copy it, right? I'm gonna copy it. And then we're gonna go to, you know what? He probably posted this on, you know, I'm gonna copy it for you real quick and then share text anonymously on, which is like so crazy. But I'm gonna paste it right here, and then I'm going to share this with you. Can I just share without giving you my email? How the hell do I share? Am I done? Oh, I have to hit create. Okay, here we go. So here's his, can I not copy? I don't know why I can't Command C into there. All right, here's that text, so you can go read it. Something I will mention is he said that the customer service is not very good. But here's my facts, all feelings, no facts. Yeah, all feelings, no facts. I'm gonna go back to me and or the desk. So all feelings, no facts on the Grom or V line. They work. They will do what they say they will do. They're gonna have their quirks. They're gonna have either CarPlay, wireless CarPlay if you're looking for that, disconnecting randomly, backup camera not always showing up right away. Sometimes you'll go into park, then to reverse, then have to go into park and then to reverse again for the camera to show up. In terms of integration, they do integrate pretty seamlessly, where like installation is pretty straightforward. Hey, disconnect this from the radio, connect this to the box, put the box in your glove box underneath your radio wherever you can fit it, etc. So in that case, they do what they promise they will do. They are going to charge you whatever they deem their product is necessary. I think the last I saw was like $600. I think you have to understand from frame of mind that your car has a lot of advanced electronics, and interfacing with those electronics is expensive. It is what it is. So if you want a consistent experience that's going to work, just spend the money and deal with it. If you don't care about, like, if you're okay experimenting and learning on your own and troubleshooting stuff on your own, then you can grab one of the AliExpress ones. So at this point, AliExpress has ones for like $300, $250 that claim to work the same as the Grom and the Nav Tool or NavX, and I want to say they're similar enough where you can maybe get away with some of the videos they've published online to install yours. But when you go with the AliExpress, you have no support whatsoever. So some of these companies will offer at least email support for their products. When you go with the AliExpress stuff, you just get no support, and that's really what screws you. Because like when you try to get support from Chinese vendors, they will try to help you, but they're going to be like, what are you, like, they're not going to understand what you're saying. Then they're just going to ask you for a video, and then in the video they might not even understand the issue correctly. So then it just, a lot gets lost in translation, and eventually they'll help you resolve, but it's just a lot harder. Sometimes, depending if you bought from a reseller instead of the original seller, you'll just get someone who doesn't help you. So I think I don't have a preference either or. I think both are going to have their issues. I think you should be prepared for that, know that, expect that, and then be pleasantly surprised if you have minimal to no issues. I would talk to people who have installed it. So like in the groups, that's a great resource. Talk to someone who has had it for some time. That David guy that I showed you, I'm sure he'd be happy to talk to you. You saw the long post he made. So he's had both the Grom system or the like a nav tool system, whatever you want to call it, and just a traditional aftermarket radio with our stuff. So he can give you good insight into what he likes, he doesn't like, etc. So I hope that clears it up for you, but I don't know which one's better. If you have an opinion on which one's better, let us know, so then people can make a decision, because that's really the game now. It's like aftermarket radios are, I don't want to say a thing of the past, but like people aren't necessarily changing their radio, and in a lot of Acuras you can't. Like past 2015, changing a radio, the integration is just not there yet. I think Maestro is going to get there eventually, but they're just not there yet. And the actual Japanese market is there. They have integration. They just haven't marketed it or brought it to the US in a meaningful way where everyone knows it's available. But they'll have radios here and there that'll fit cars that show no options here in the States. But anyway, back to what I was saying, I think the future is going to be these CarPlay modules, because people do like the factory feel, and like you have Bluetooth already, you just want CarPlay. It doesn't make sense to change everything and sacrifice this feature or that feature. This CarPlay box, you could have it installed, you can install it yourself, and then you get CarPlay and everything you want. So I think that's the way the future's going. I think eventually there's going to be like one all-in-one box that's just going to have different harnesses, and it'll work for any Acura or Honda. I think AliExpress pretty much has that, man. Like where theirs works with almost any Acura or Honda, it's just they don't have all the harnesses figured out yet. That's something that I was looking into and working on, but they're just so hard to work with, man. Sometimes you just get real people who are just real ignorant. I'm like, hey, like, you're marketing this for a 2010 to 12 TSX, but it'll work with an MDX, it'll work with the RDX. You just have to change this harness. Is there a way I can buy one with this harness so I can test? They're like, oh, our product's not designed for that. Just like not properly translated English responses that just seem kind of rude, and like they don't want to work with you. So I just kind of left it alone. I'm like, I don't think we're ready for all this, because then if I do bring that to here, like I try to sell that, the thing is I don't know how that box works. So like when I go to try to help you when something's not working correctly, I don't even have a pinout or understand what's going on inside the box to make it work. Obviously it has Android, it has a converter for video, and the harnesses, but like when it comes to support, like, hey, why is the actual knob not moving anything? Okay, well, like those wires run from here to this CAN bus decoder to the box. Is the problem here or here? So without having that information, that's information they won't share. You can't properly support it. So we're gonna end up in a situation where like we've sold a couple of them. People have had issues we couldn't resolve, and now we're just getting all that negative feedback of people saying, "Hey, like, don't buy this. I had this issue and they couldn't help me. Don't buy this. I had that issue and they couldn't help me." And like that's what you'll see everywhere with all of these CarPlay boxes is like issues that can't be resolved or they can't resolve without you bringing them the car or something like that. And that just comes down to being able to fully know your product and having it installed yourself numerous times in that vehicle to know all the little ins and outs. But yeah, just pick whichever one you want to pick. The one I've heard the most from anyone who's ever called me is Grom. It's always Grom. Hey, I saw this Grom piece. Do you sell the Grom? I saw you mention it. Someone mentioned it to me. Have you heard about it? It's always Grom, the one I hear about the most. Okay, I lost track of what I was doing. 1 sec. Okay, so we shipped that guy the sub. I was gonna ship 2 other subs. That's what I was about to do. Where's that box? I was about to make that box. Damn. That guy might have left before I finished my rant. That's alright though. How long have I been streaming for? Where's my time? An hour. Alright, cool, YouTube. Trying to get to an hour and 30 minutes. Damn, that CPU usage is low, baby. Let's go. Mac Mini for the win. What time is it? Still kind of early. Let's go, baby. Can't wait to get started on the TSX videos. I have a video that is gonna blow so many minds that I can't wait to film. It's going to be for the tech package and the base model, but it's like 2 videos that kind of fight each other or combat each other. Has to do with navigation, amplifier retention, and the 9-inch screen is going to be kind of in the center of it all, right? Because it's how do I get the 9-inch screen and how do I make it work with my tech package or my base model? Yep. And then we're going to do a speaker upgrade. I have some speakers that are plug and play, completely plug and play. I want to bring those to you. I've shown them on stream before, but I'm finally going to install those. Back speaker install, we did the subwoofer upgrade, an actual amp install. Yeah, it's just a lot of stuff that I can finally get to because I have this garage that I can fit a car in. Oh, I sold the sink. I don't know if, yeah, you can't even see it. There was a sink here before. Let me zoom out. So right here, where my arm is off frame, there was a sink. I sold that sink today for $60, baby. But that just cleared up the space that I need. Now I have to take care, I don't know if you can see up here. Yeah, up here there's a washer and dryer back there. This house came with a washer and dryer, but they are older models and those we bought have warranties on them, so I want to swap those. And then I'm selling this, hold on. Selling this rack over here because one of the wheels is bad. And then what else? Oh, I have 2 part shelves. You can't see them, but back there is like 2 shelves. I'm selling those. Hopefully get this garage fully empty and get that car in here. Get to work, baby. But right now I need to focus on getting all these orders out and making sure people get their stuff. Cause I got 3 emails already. 2 while we've been doing this of people asking where their stuff is. Hey, what's the order status on this order? What's the order status on this order? And I'm telling you, people start building distrust very quickly when they don't get some kind of communication. So I'm going to take some time to answer them in a little bit and say, hey, I just need to get a feel more for what orders are where so that I can give them their correct answer. Because something that has happened, and I hate doing to people, but it happens, is like I'll underestimate how much more work I have. So like, let's say someone's 7 or 9 orders away. That should be tomorrow for me to get it done. But you see all this stuff right here, right here? This all needs to get done first. So I'm like, oh yeah, I could definitely do 9 orders tomorrow. But it's like, okay, what about these 10? And now I'm doing 20 orders, and now that order that I told that guy's gonna ship tomorrow doesn't ship till Wednesday, and then that's because, well, it doesn't ship till Thursday, because it doesn't ship till Thursday, he doesn't get it till Tuesday, and now he's upset because it was shipped later than I told him. So I want to get a better handle exactly how much more work I have before I answer those people and give them their estimated ship dates. Some people are pretty flexible. They're like, oh, okay, like, thank you. I just wanted to make sure you guys got the order. But other people are like, no, ship my shit now. Okay, this is just a dash key, right? I can ship this real quick. So here is the ILX dash kit that I always get clowned for. So this was designed with the help of a CAD specialist, and it was 3D scanned and then designed. What I've learned now is that people wanted a solution, but this solution is not the one they want. So many people always say, I would replace it if it wasn't this ugly, because they don't like the space here. They think the radio should be either lower or there should be a pocket here. And our version 2.0 actually moves this down and does put a pocket, but there is so much money invested in these, and I still have so many left that I need to sell before I can do a version 2.0. Otherwise, we're gonna keep selling this one. There's nothing wrong with the dash kit. People just don't like it, but you can put a big screen, like a 10-inch, and it sits out here, and you don't even see this. Or you can put your own stuff here. So like, let's say you want to run an EQ, you cut the square out, you put your EQ right here. It actually has like a cutout in the back. We were going to do a cutout, but it just took more money, and I already sunk my entire life savings into this thing. So, yeah, this is the ILX dash kit. We're the only people who sell it. And these are the brackets for it. Oh, I don't even know if you guys heard that whole rant. But yeah, this is the ILX dash kit. These are the brackets. Always like to verify I got one for each side. What's going on here? I have them backwards. Yep, that's what was going on. Okay, so one for that side. One for that side. Okay, yep. So that's good. And then we need to add our little clips. So these are retaining clips that help clip it into place so that you don't have to transfer your own. So sometimes with some dash kits, you do have to transfer clips. When I find that very annoying, because as an installer, when you're trying to get these little clips out, they easily break. So I made the decision to find these clips and buy as many as I could. Oh no, you gotta be kidding, man. Look, so this is part of the game, and it really sucks. This dash kit will still work. It will still hold a radio. It will still clip in because most of the clips aren't damaged, but this clip right here is damaged. So right there, damaged in shipping. Nothing I can do. It should look like that. but it is damaged, so we have to grab a new kit. Nothing I can do about that. I'm not gonna send that to someone, so let's grab a different kit. Alright, cool. This one's good. No damage. We can start clipping it into place. This guy ordered the dash kit on eBay, so he's just going to get the dash kit, no wire harnesses. I don't know why people do that, but sometimes people have their own idea for what they want to install, so they just buy the dash kit. Also, sometimes people just see the price and they're like, oh no, like I'm just gonna get just the dash kit, or they're just gonna go, oh, I'm just gonna get the cheapest option they have available, and that would be just a dash kit, no wiring. So here we go, all our clips are in. You hold those clickety clacks. Then we're gonna put that into this little baggie. All right, cool. Just a little bit of protection. Then we're gonna put our brackets in here. Come on, buddy. Fold this up, put a little bit of tape, then we need 4 screws. Oh look, we have 4 screws right here. Nice. We're just gonna throw those in a little baggie. And then we're gonna tape these 4 screws to the front. These are the screws that are used to secure the dash kit to secure the brackets to the dash kit, so they need to be available. And we're gonna use one of our stickers that I had made and then realized that we couldn't sell them. So there we go. Put that right on there, baby. Check it out. It's transparent, so it doesn't look the best, but pretty cool. Are you making anything like that for trailers? So there's actually a way to do that. I don't have it available to me, but I'll show you real quick. All right, so we're gonna clip this YouTube. Let me make myself smaller on my desk, and let me switch this to up here, actually down here, and the smallest possible. I need this screen for the mic. All right, so YouTube clip right here coming up, editor, which is me. All right, so you have a TL 04 to 08. You want to put a radio where the factory navigation is, or where your climate display information is on your base model. There is a way to do that. There's 2 ways to do that. I'm going to show you way number 1 and way number 2 real quick. They're both going to be on the computer. I don't have them in front of me. So we're going to switch to the computer. Let me just open a new tab, me and screen. So here we are on my beautiful new Mac Mini, and we're going to go for the 9-inch Android screen for 2004 Acura TL, let's say. We're going to get our AliExpress result of this guy right here. Let me shrink my screen down so you could see more of it. Okay, here we go. So this guy right here, bam, AliExpress for the win. This will be on Amazon as well too. What this is a all-in-one unit. We did a video on it that will go where the factory screen goes. So I'll show you real quick. They're little. So where the navigation screen goes, that's where this screen goes. And not a bad radio, honestly. I really like it. It's a 9-inch Android screen inside a frame. I don't know why they have a 4th generation Acura TL up there. I'm telling you, their marketing, they need a marketing person. But anyways, that's option 1, plug and play. There is some quirks to it. We have a whole video on it. If you want to watch the video, do it. Now we're going to go back to here, and we're gonna call this the fascia, I think they call it, right? Here we go. So this is on Alibaba, but you can find this on AliExpress. But this is just the frame that you can buy, and it comes with the board, and most important, you need the harnesses. So that frame, where are the other images? Sometimes you scroll down, they have more images. Here we go. So let me see if I can find you a better result. Here we go. So Skyframe is usually the company who makes these, and this is what I'm talking about. You need the actual frame, and then you need the harness. The reason why you need the harness is because this box is what will translate the climate for you. So if you want to do this with a traditional double DIN radio, you're going to either need to have navigation or get the navigation sub-screen, and your climate will show up there, and you need to be set to use your climate up there. This will let you do that, plus the harness that we made. I know this is a lot of confusing talk, but just hear me out, listen to me. So first things, step one, you would need to buy this frame. Is $132, right? Depending on the harness. They also have the Tesla screen frame, but we're not gonna talk about that. You're want one of these frames, depending on your car, whatever. Let's say you get this one, $132.89, that's what you get. Pioneer actually reached I thought this was fake at first, till I actually saw it on the Pioneer website. So Pioneer themselves, this is from the Pioneer website, released a 9-inch screen that they developed. Right, here's a good YouTube video on it. This is from Pioneer itself. It's a 9-inch screen. If you look at the back, it has the same 4 mounting holes you would need to install an aftermarket radio into that frame. So that is one way that you can get a true quality or name brand aftermarket radio into your car. You can get a 9-inch from Pioneer. This is the model number. Let me see if I can find one of these for sale somewhere. Yeah, you're gonna have to import it because they're not allowed to sell this in the States because of what it has. But you'll be able to find one, import it, buy in South America, whatever it turns out to be. Find one on Amazon in a certain country, whatever it turns out to be. Option 2 now is you want a traditional 7-inch screen. You can't use a traditional double DIN because it's not gonna fit back there. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna get either a DMH C2500. Where is, okay. So you want a unit that is 2 pieces. So Pioneer was making them. Now Kenwood makes them as well. This screen is remote mountable. So you can fit this screen onto this frame. Right, so let's say you can't find this radio, you can't import it. The other way, you buy the frame, you buy this screen, you then get a converter, so 9-inch and 9-inch screen to 7-inch adapter. So you get a nice little converter plate that will go into your 9-inch screen and then let you put in a 7-inch screen. So just like that, it fills the gap, so your 9-inch screen fits into your fascia that is 9 inches, takes this adapter plate and lets you put in a 7-inch radio This is a 7-inch radio screen, and now you have a Pioneer screen where the factory navigation screen goes. Pioneer's not your thing. Kenwood just released Kenwood. I don't even know what to call them. I don't even remember the part numbers. It's like XP. Let's see what Crutchfield has. Crutchfield. Let's go to Kenwood. These are really expensive though. Multimedia receivers. I want the most expensive one you got. I guess they're not on their multimedia. All car stereos. Why are you not carrying them? That's very weird. Alright, hold on. Kenwood. Detachable screen. Sorry about my spelling. Here we go. See, I don't get it's on Crutchfield. I don't get why it didn't come up. But Kenwood now has released a detachable unit, so it's a separate unit from the screen. And this seems to be an 8-inch screen. It says, right? 8-inch screen? Yep, 8-inch screen. So you could take that 8-inch screen, get the 8-inch adapter. It's 9 to 10.1, 7 to 9. It's not here, but there's an adapter, and you can put in that screen. In the end, you're going to end up with something that looks like this. 2004 5 Acura TL aftermarket radio cut vents. I know it's out there, bro. I know it's out there. Where is it? Where is it? Someone has it. Where is it? Okay, that's a Carpy ride. But in the end, you're gonna end up with something like that. But there's a guy who. Okay, look, this guy did it with a Alpine unit because they're thin. He didn't put any other pictures really. But you're gonna end up with something that looks like this, which is what most people want. But what you don't realize when you do this is that you have 2 radios, but this one's gonna be dead. But now you have 2 radios, but 1 screen. So like, there's really no winning here because you're either gonna end up with 2 radios or 1 screen, or you put your radio up there and you eliminate the bottom. But what do you put there? There's like no good storage pocket to put there. So that's kind of your next challenge. But I'm looking for someone who has actually cut their vents. There's a TikTok of what?
Para todos los que me preguntaron del grupo, exactamente realmente no me acuerdo cuáles son, pero están encintados y ya quedó funcionando. Ahí se puede ver donde este Stouch. Y pues ya lo saqué por aquí. Y igual es este Stouch para que quede. De hecho es de bocina porque fue el único que conseguí.
Yeah, he did a bunch of crazy stuff that is not plug and play in anyway. But there's people back in the day. I had a customer come in with the vents cut and relocated, so he could put his radio up there. That was the old way. But I can't find a picture of that. But people have done that. People get crazy with this, man. Yeah, I can't find it. But let me get back to myself here. All right, so that's what it comes down to. 9-inch Android screen, all-in-one, ready to go. You install it, but you're dealing with an Android screen that's not doesn't have its own like radio operating system. Or you take that same frame they make for the 9-inch Android screen, you convert it to a 7-inch with the adapter, and you install a floating screen. Or you get a radio that's thin enough and you relocate the factory components somewhere else. I don't recommend that way. It's going to be very sloppy and annoying to do. Just do the adapters. Just do the screen swap and put a new screen in there. I am going to make a video on that to show you how to do it step by step because I think a lot of people benefit from that. But there are current guides and Facebook posts and forum posts that show you how to take like a slim enough radio and put it up there. I think someone even took that same idea and they just fit it into the factory display when you have navigation. So it does exist, and therefore
to answer your question, we will not be making one because the solution already exists. So like, you're coming into a marketplace that already has so much competition, and you're not gonna have enough people to know about it, to do it, and you're gonna alienate the people who already bought from you. Meaning like, the people who bought the Double Dane dash kit and their radio goes down there, now they're gonna want to upgrade, but their radio can't go up there because it needs to be a thin radio. You're gonna piss a lot of people off, I feel like. But anyways, yeah, that's it already exists. You can do it right now. You just need to do it with the stuff I showed you. But alright, YouTube, we're almost at the 2-hour mark, so I appreciate you guys watching. I enjoy answering the questions. Sorry if sometimes the answers are a little too long. I just want to make sure you have context for what I'm saying. I'm not trying to confuse you. So I will see you guys tomorrow at 1. I will be doing another live stream tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern time, lunchtime. I won't be eating, obviously I'll be working, but that's when I will do it. And then I'm gonna keep doing random streams here at night, trying to figure out my streaming setup. As you can see, I have this cable here because my mic setup isn't 100% right now. I didn't even put my mic on me. I'm getting a Bluetooth mic, but there's still some other things I gotta configure and stuff. So as I figure that all out, I will be streaming randomly, but I will continuously stream every day at 1 o'clock. You can come visit me, ask questions, see what I'm doing, what order I'm working on,